You guys, welcome back to BAC 5. Hey, part 3, we're running, I was going to say duped up train, but it's not duped up. It's we got manned helpers on this train, 44 cars, loaded grain train. We were stopped here at Midway. Had to have the signal maintainer. He came out. We had a problem with the signal. He made some adjustments to the signal, so we're able to get a clear signal. So we'll be pulling here in just a couple seconds here. Oh, this is East Midway, by the way, East Midway. We got 3 units on the head end. And I'll show you the train around the corner here. Minus the scenery. Goes around the curve. And you kind of see a larger portion of my layout too. This is Lyeth here, less the diamond. Someday I'll put in a diamond there. Head on down. San Joaquin River. And we got our manned helpers, they're cut in. It has 6 grain cars. Okay, go back to the head end. We're going to get moving here. Oh yeah, and here's my panel here, and that's the switch right there. So we sent the code button, and that works. This button is a takedown for the takedown of the signal there. And this is whatever I want it to do. It's not doing anything right now, that switch, so, okay. On the move, we had a little wheel slippage on that 7230, but it's pulling. Helpers are shoving. Things are looking good. See, it'll pick up the speed a little bit. Take that signal there, East Midway. Looking okay. Got this heavy dog grain train. Yeah, dispatcher ended up putting that, got the local pulling in through the siding here at Midway too. This guy, he just went up, he worked Livermore. There's a number of industries up there in Livermore, just east of Pleasanton. Steel place up there, a place that takes in some beer cars. Those LEDs at the, well, below the signals, those are, I just kind of put those in maybe for a future panel if I wanted to. It just added LEDs for what it's worth. Kind of looking down there. See the whole train too. Going up to the head end here. There's my helpers. Both those guys are powered, just no sound, but they both have decoders in them. We actually, well, I kind of reworked all 5 of these units. Excuse me, 4 units, and speed matched them, so they're doing a little bit better. So by the way, I'll talk a little bit about, you know, when I do speed matching, you know, I want to see about 1/3 of the train being shoved. So you look at, obviously look at the couplers and knuckles there, and you could tell obviously the train's being shoved up. And I can't really go all the way up there because I'm not be able to reach, but again, I just try to have about 1/3 of the train being shoved, and then the head end engines are pulling the other 2/3. And again, we're on the WP tracks. It's a detour train. This grain train headed to Oakland, wasn't able to take the Cal-P. They had problems on the Cal-P, so they ended up rerouting it this direction here. So that's the SP, or that was the SP Altamont Depot. Of course, the bridge going over the tracks here. And this is Midway here. This is west end of Midway. Where's my train? Shoving hard. Well, actually, now you can kind of see. So you look at these, these knuckles right here. You can tell the head end's pulling. That's a good thing. And then at some point, let's see if I can catch it where it's doing its shoving thing. Right about there, you can kind of see where it's loose. And we're starting to shove, so that's a good amount of train, perfect amount of train. Look in the other direction is my boosters. And I'm going to pause it just for a second because I'm going to need to grab my throttle just in case we had a problem here. There we go. You start filming with the camera and then all of a sudden you lose track of your throttle, then something happens, you're like, oh, where's the throttle at? So coming over the bridge here, again on my wires. Been working on my my switches, my switch machines, and I've actually taken out a few of my switches where they're controlled by the control panel, and I switched it over to the NC switch 8 so I could just work it off my throttle, which I think is just much more convenient than having to go to the darn panel every time. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the panel. I think I'll still use it for signals. It might not be used that much for switch machines. So you can always dispatch, you know, sitting at the dispatch table there, and just use your NC throttle, throw switches, and then watch the signals. Keep an eye on the signals, go that route too. So if I forgot to turn on the signals are working there. I just forgot to turn them on. It's a separate on a separate transformer. But hey, it's looking good. In real life, the Altamont, the top of the hill is on the east end of Altamont. Right there about the switch, that's kind of the top end. And it's a little different on my railroad here. You go over the highly scenic photograph bridge, and this is about the peak right here, and then it drops down into Livermore and Pleasanton. And we'll head down there and we'll cut off those helpers. Let's see if I can catch them going over the bridge here. Get this thing steady. Picking up speed because he's heading downhill. Oh, there's a little gap in my piers there, I noticed. Kind of a cool shot there. Okay, I gotta pause this. Stop here in a second. Looking at Pleasanton, of course we're on the WPSP on the left there. They got a big gravel place there, and I improvised, put it in a cement place. And we got Radom there. Make it right there, you go up to San Ramon branch. But we're going to cut off our helpers right here. UP, when they purchased my railroad, they ended up putting in this transfer track here. So we're going to cut off right there. There's my helpers. See how this goes. Come to a stop here, make a cut. Well, since I'm going to use this, this is my little stopper, cheapo eraser. They're 2 bits a piece, and if anybody doesn't know what 2 bits is, you should look it up. That's old school, but 2 bits at Walmart a piece, and I just cut them in half. You kind of see I cut them up there. And on the bottom, I cut them that way they fit in the rail, and they grab pretty good. So I'll show you how this works. There we go. Cut away. So we get this guy going. I just got to clear the switch here. I got to put in a switch machine to that crossover here. I'll put this on the panel. And that'll do for the helpers. Okay guys, boys, cut away. We're gonna pull up. I would have headlights on the nose there, 2 lights, except I burned them out, so they need to be replaced at some point. On the list of about 1,000 things to do. Okay, you guys clear the switch there. So I wasn't sure if those lead units there were able to shove this train back, because that's still a downgrade. Which is true of Pleasanton, Livermore. It's really downgrade towards the west. But they're shoving hard. A little bit of wheel spinning on the head end, but we're shoving hard. We'll make a joint here and we'll head on down to Niles Canyon. And right up to Oakland. On the Oakland sub. Make a hook after we remove that 2-bit eraser. Good news, put the air to it, a little set and release, and the guys are moving. Dispatcher, I guess they want us to run that helper at our train, or our engines. We're going to go via the old SP line back to Stockton, which isn't used too much. Okay, got our authority here. We're under some track warning authority here. Got the switch on the SP main line now. Guys have to go back and line behind. And headed back east. Back to beautiful Stockton. Okay, looking at the bridge. The approach signal actually lit up. Looking a lot of nothing. Except a couple engines. Going by the depot. We just blew through that train order board. So the way this works is it just goes through a 3 rotation helix, drops right down back into Stockton. That's about it. Dispatcher's got us all lined back into Stockton Yard, SP Stockton Yard here, so we're going to go through a little maze of crossovers and we'll barrier power and track 3. Okay guys, hey, sure appreciate you guys watching. If you end up watching this whole thing, I'm going to do another video on, how they decide where to put the helpers, the DPU power, and where they entrain it. And I'll show you some profiles too of the Western Pacific Railroad. I got a really cool profile book too. So you guys take care. Appreciate you guys. Look at Stockton Yard. Leave you with this. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. Stay cool. David, BAC 5. Signing out.